What's up, peeps? My name's Ian. Today we got two pod mods. Yes, we have a pro version and a non-pro version from voopoo. The Argus. You guys remember the Argus mod that I recently reviewed? Now they're doing regular pod mods for the Argus. Oh yeah, there it is right there. The Argus Pro. So let's go to the dive down. Let me show you guys everything about this. I'll show you both kits, what they come with, everything. We'll navigate it. There's a new feature on here, which I cannot find any info anywhere on it. Yes, I know there's going to be that guy in the comments. But anyway, let's dive down. Let's check out the Argus and the Argus Pro. And here's the packaging. The Argus and Argus Pro by voopoo comes in. And inside the box for the Argus Pro, you will get the mod. It's going to be inside one of these Pelican style cases. Open it up, you'll have the mod and a couple of coils. Under the mod, you're going to have your user manual and a Type-C charging cable. You will get two coils, PNP coils. This one here is the 0.3 resistance PNP VM1 32 to 40 watts mesh coil. And the other coil is the PNP VM6. It's the 0.15 resistance 60 to 80 watt mesh coil. And here is the Argus Pro Gene chip. It's got that splatter paint like the original Argus had. You have your fire button, up and down button. Right here you have your Type-C charge port, like the door on here. Pop it open like that, and it does say 5 volt, 2 amp charging. Battery inside here is a 3000 milliamp hour battery. Almost looks like this cap unscrews off here, which makes me think that they're probably going to make another version of this, probably a 21700 version. God, this is so annoying. Yeah, it's got one of these stupid strap things. I don't understand why they did this. I can't stand it. Here's the one I've been using. And I've been just constantly fidgeting with this thing. It's just so annoying. voopoo, why did you put it there? This should have been something you could unscrew and take it off and put it on. You're gonna hate me for doing this, voopoo. You're gonna hate me for doing this. There we go. So much better. This was like so unnecessary. Oh, what a pleasure it is now to vape this mod without this thing jiggling and moving around and bouncing up and down. Can't stand it. Anyway, back to the video. You do have your airflow control here. All right, you got airflow control. Comes with this sleeve. Little rubber sleeve thingy, just to make it look more tactical or something, I don't know. Tank, PNP coil, magnets. Fill port is right there on the bottom. And there's a closer look at it. You can see right there is your fill port. You're going to see a little opening there. That's where you would stick your finger under like that, and that's where you would fill from. Holds 4.5 mLs of e-liquid. They also got a TPD version, which will be 2 ml. The Argus Pro is going to come in a bunch of different colors. You got this one here, the one I've been using. I really like the gray color. It looks nice. And this one here, this one is like that blue. Almost looks green here, but it's a blue. Now, the power device on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll say voopoo, Gene Chip Pro. You have Argus, battery indicator, what wattage you're at. R for regular mode or RBA mode. P is not for power, it's more for puff, I guess. We'll talk about that in a bit. You also have your resistance, 0.15, voltage, time of pressing the fire button, and a puff counter. Now, if I press the down button and fire button at the same time, puff counter is clear. Now, if I press the up button and fire button at the same time, it'll lock the whole device. Not only just this, everything gets locked on here. Don't like that. I wish it only locked this. Press them again. Now it's unlocked. Now if I press the up and down buttons at the same time, nothing happens. But if I press the fire button together with it, that happens. See that? Let's do it again. All right. Look at that. It stays on there. Sometimes, you just saw before, it went away quickly. Now it stays on. That's a glitch with the chip. They're going to have to do... It is firmware upgradable with the Type-C. So they're going to have to fix that. See that? It takes a little while for that screen to leave, to go back into vaping mode, and you can't even escape out of there by pressing any of the buttons. So like I was saying, right now it's in P, which is puff mode. 1, 2, 3. See, now I'm in smart mode, and it'll say A and P. So that's auto puff. 1, 2, 3. Now you're in P again. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm in RBA mode. A and P. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm in puff. I looked online, looked everywhere. That's a new feature, I guess, but I can't find no info on that. I'm not sure what that does. Even when you look in the manual, they're calling it a double L ignition. I guess they misspelled it. That's supposed to be ignition, I guess, right? Double ignition mode supports both manual and automatic puff modes. I've tried to get into this puff record interface, and there's no way of getting to see this display that you see here on there. So I'm not sure if they need to do some tweaks with the firmware. Remember, this is a reviewer sample, and like I said, it is firmware upgradable. Hopefully when you guys get them, that'll all be fixed. So like I was saying, you do have your regular or RBA mode, which there is no restrictions. You could go up to 80 watts with any coil. 1, 2, 3. When it's in yellow, smart mode, it'll go up to what the coil recommends. Obviously, I got the 0.15, so it could do up to 80 watts. The device does do 80 watts. That's the maximum. There you go. Max power 80 watts. But with a different coil, which I'll show you with the other mod that I have, it'll stop you from going and burning the coil by mistake. Obviously going over the recommended wattage. So smart mode is pretty cool for that. And here's the packaging for the regular Argus. This one's going to have a 1500 milliamp hour battery. The device does not come in a Pelican case, the smaller one, but it does come with an extra pod, so you're going to have an MTL pod that's included with this. It will come with the user manual, Type-C charging cable. It will come with 2 coils. This one here is the 1.2 ohm resistance 10 to 15 watt coil, PMP coil. And here's the other one, which will be 0.3, 32 to 40 watts, PNP VM1 mesh coil. And here is the device side by side with the Pro, so you get a basic idea between the two. Yep, this one's got to go bye-bye. There we go, got rid of that. So as you can see, we are in smart mode. In here I have that 1.2 resistance coil that's rated up to 15 watts. Pop that in, and you can see it just dropped me down to 12 watts. And see, 15 watts is the maximum that coil could do, and that's what the device is doing. So very nice, I like that feature. To power the Argus on, the smaller version, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll say voopoo, Argus, all right? And it's got a different display. It doesn't have that color display like the Pro version does. Minus button and plus button at the same time will clear your puff counter. Up button and fire button will lock the whole device. Everything gets locked on here. Press them again. It'll unlock the device. 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. You're going to see that P in there. 1, 2, 3. And A. All right, so that's how you swap those out. And as you can see in the manual, P is manual mode and A is double ignition mode. See, they spelled ignition correct on this one. Press buttons or adopt automatic mode. For a better experience of auto mode, air intake should be adjusted in accordance with different coils. I still don't get what that is, what that means, or what that does. And like I said, I've looked on their website. They haven't put any info out on that yet. The device does 40 watts, but with the coil I have in here right now, it's not going to allow me to do 40 watts. But if I grab this pod, which has the 0.15 resistance, it'll bring me all the way up to 40 watts. Even though it's an 80 watt coil, it's giving me the maximum. So as you can see there, that is the maximum 40 watts for this device. And scrolling it does it in 1 watt increments up to 5 watts. And as you can see, if I pop this pod off now and I put on this pod, the one with the MTL coil, it just dropped me to 12 watts. So this one here has smart mode activated all the time. And just like the bigger version, you also do have your airflow controller here on the side. And for a size comparison, I put it next to the built-in battery Geek Vape Boost, so you get a basic idea between them all. And like I showed you guys before, here's one color that they sent me, and here's another one. This one here is the smaller version, the all-black carbon fiber. And there you go. That was the Argus and the Argus Pro Pod Mods by voopoo. Let's go back up on top, let's vape on it, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. And there you have it, the up-close Argus Pro and the little Argus. Mike, your thoughts on these two? All right, pros and cons. First con's going to have to be that is so annoying. It's right there at the fire button. It's just constant. Oh my God, that is so annoying. It's an easy fix though. You guys saw on the up and close how, yeah, I removed them. They were just too annoying. That's going to have to be a con for me. It's going to be a con for a lot of you guys, but it's going to be a pro for those that want to like strap their mod on stuff, like a book bag or something. Okay, yeah. So I guess it's a pro for them. Another con with the device can have to be when you lock the device, it locks the whole device. Don't get that. It should only lock the up and down buttons. I don't know why. Hopefully they could fix that. I don't think they will anyway. But yeah, that's going to have to be a con. Another con's going to have to be, there's people that don't mind this. For me, I can't stand it. It's when the device is asleep and you press the fire button, you have to double press it. I don't like that. And I think that happens after like, was it 20 minutes? I can't remember. 15, 20 minutes of it sitting, it'll lock. It's a safety feature. I understand it's a safety feature. I just cannot stand that safety feature. One more thing about the device. When you press the up and down button and fire button at the same time, it brings up that screen to where it gets locked in there and you can't even get out of it. You gotta wait for it to leave on its own. It takes like maybe about 20, 30 seconds. That's gotta be some sort of glitch with that. So hopefully they can fix that with firmware. Going into pros, it is firmware upgradable. So they could fix it through firmware with that. So that's gonna have to be a pro. The device display, nice display on here. It's gonna have to be a pro. It's got the smart mode, which I like. It's gonna have to be a pro. Now it's got that A and P mode. I looked. I cannot find, like I said in the beginning of the video and during the up and close, I can't find no info on what that does, or I can't even get into that display where it shows like a graph of your puffing stuff, counter stuff, and all that. I have no clue how to get it, and I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's on my art, like these devices that I have. Maybe it hasn't been set up yet. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm sure I probably am doing something wrong. But I really don't care about those puff count things and graphs about your puffs. Don't care about it. I just want to vape. Back into pros. I like you have an airflow controller. It's not to be a pro. I think the device is sexy. I think it's a beautiful device. It'll get a pro. 3,000 milliamp hour battery. Definitely going to have to get a pro. PMP coils. I like the PMP coils. I'm a fan of them. They actually vape pretty good. It's going to have to be a pro. Type-C. I like that. Type-C 2 amp charging. I like that. Right there, that little door it's got. It's going to have to be a pro. Now, the smaller version. Yeah, that display is kind of like, eh. But you know what? I kind of like the small version. It's nice. I like the way it feels in the hand. It's pretty cool. I'm going to have to give it a pro for just looks and appearance and how it feels in the hand. Now, Mike, how does it vape? I have that 1.2 ohm coil, the MTL one. And what I've done is the airflow is totally off. Totally off on this one. 15 watts. Let's have a vape. MTL. It's a little bit on the loose side, but it's doable. One more vape. Very nice flavor. I did say one more vape, and then I vaped 2 more times. Now, we got this one here, the Pro version. 70 watts with that 0.15 resistance coil. 3 milligram in that. I had 12 in the other one. 12 milligram in the other one. It's a vape. Lots of vapor. Flavors on point. Beautiful coil. I like these PMP coils. I have to say, the PMP coils and the Vaporesso GTX coils, I like both of those coils. Those small coils. Got nice vape to it. I haven't had any leaking. Nothing at all. No leaking going on with it. It's going to have to be a pro. All in all, you know what? I think they're sexy devices. They remind me almost of like tactical, like flashlight thingies. Tactical flashlights, right? Then I mentioned the sleeve. You also get that rubber sleeve thing that goes over this one here. It only came with the Pro version. Is that a pro or a con? It's a pro. They threw that in there. All in all, nice devices. Yeah, I know it's cloudy down here. Steve, turn the exhaust fan on. Stop messing around. Larry, you do it. Steve is just sitting there pointing at me saying, ha, 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 it's cloudy. Anyway, so yeah, all in all, nice devices. Kind of would have liked to have seen a color display on the small. I really like the smaller one. 1,500 milliamp hour battery in this one. 3,000 in here. I think that's pretty good for, if you're going to use this for MTL, well, this is a 40 watt device. 1,500 milliamp hour is fine. This one here, a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, I think is awesome in this. And from the looks of it, just looking at the bottoms, it almost looks like they're gonna make it. They're gonna make these with removable batteries to put your own batteries, like a 18650 version maybe, and a 21700 version. You never know. All in all, nice devices from voopoo. In the description below, I will not have links to these beautiful devices. I'm not allowed. It's the YouTube policy thingies. But I will have links to advocacy and my personal links down below, as always. That's it. I'm done. Thank you, and remember, be safe and